We are back! And hey, it is so great to see you this evening. Guys, only 5 years ago, if you were to walk Photo Plus Expo, you would have noticed that there were tons of different drones from many different manufacturers. Today, the last time that I was out at Photo Plus though, you don't see as many of these folks around. Now, part of that is due to the fact that some of these drone companies from years ago just have shut their doors or have gone out of business. Another part of this is simply that these guys right here have simply blown the doors off of everyone with their lineup of drones. Now, I've tested and owned all kinds of drones over the years, including my share of DJI products. Now, while DJI isn't an end-all be-all drone, they are definitely the top dog. So for the purpose of this buyer's guide, I'm going to be discussing what to look for in a drone by using, well, DJI drones as an example. If you hang around with me until the end of this video, not only are you going to learn about some critical features that you need to consider when buying a drone for photo or video purposes, but you'll also learn how you can enter to win a brand spanking new DJI Mavic Mini. So pull up a seat, let's go. Before we dive into this buyer's guide, I want to quickly point out that if you need some pointers for getting started in drone photography, check out the earlier video that we did on this topic. The link will be in the description below. Okay, let's start off with types of drones. Now, if your primary purpose for the drone is to take photos and videos, then guys, you can immediately eliminate some of the drones from contention. Racing drones, for example, are built to fly fast with great agility. Now, the drones are impressive to watch as they zoom around in a race course, but they aren't well suited for photography. Instead, a beginner drone or a hobby drone is the best bet. Now, beginner rigs like the DJI Mavic Mini are budget friendly, and as I will explain here in a moment, they can have a decent camera system for photos and videos alike. More expensive hobby drones will set you back a few $100s more, but they often have more robust camera features and capabilities that make them a better choice for more experienced drone photographers. Something like the DJI Mavic Pro Platinum falls into the hobby category and gives you a much improved camera in greater range and more flight modes and other features that make the higher price tag worth it. Of course, if you have experience as a drone photographer and want a killer camera with the greatest capabilities, a professional grade drone is tough to beat. Yeah, these drones like the DJI Phantom 4 Pro 2.0 can be spendy, somewhere upward around $1,800 or so. But for that price, you get many features that will help you capture better photos and videos than if you were to buy a budget drone. Speaking of features, let's have a look at some of the most critical things you need in a drone for photos and videos. Features to look for in a drone. Okay, so you're ready to buy a drone, and the problem is, what the heck do you look for in a drone for photography and videography? Here's a few features you'll want in order to get the best quality photos and have the best flying experience. Okay, let's talk about the camera. When buying a drone for photography and videography, you want to make sure you get something with the specs you need to accomplish your goals. Naturally, less expensive drones have less capable cameras, but guys, don't think that cheaper drones like the DJI Mavic Mini aren't capable of helping you create awesome photos and videos. For example, the DJI Mavic Mini has a 12 megapixel camera with a 24mm 2.8 lens, ISO range from 100 to 3200 for photos and videos, and an electronic shutter that's capable of speeds up to 1/8000th of a second. Though the Mavic Mini doesn't shoot in 4K, I can tell you firsthand that its full HD video is crisp and clean, and guys, you can do a lot with it in post-processing. And since the drone does have a 3-axis gimbal built in, you can get beautifully smooth video footage as well. So the Mavic Mini's camera is definitely more of a beginner's type setup, especially when you compare it to the top of the line drone like the DJI Phantom 4 Pro 2.0. This drone has a much larger sensor, both in terms of physical size and megapixels. It offers you 20 megapixels of resolution. It has a 24mm lens with a aperture range of 2.8 to f11. It has an ISO range from 100 to 12,800 for photos and 100 to 6,400 for videos. Multiple still photography modes and multiple video modes as well. Additionally, this drone's camera can shoot in 4K video at 60 frames per second. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And equipped with a 3-axis gimbal. Heck, the DJI Mavic 2 Pro has a Hasselblad camera aboard, which comes with the Hasselblad Natural Color Solution technology. This thing assists you in capturing images that have breathtaking color and detail that you'd expect from a Hasselblad camera. It really doesn't get better than this. Well, it does, but you get the point. You can see here that there's significant difference between these cameras, so it's important to consider what camera features are most important when selecting a drone. Now to recap, when looking at a drone, look at the following features to see how the camera stacks up. Guys, the sensor size. The larger the sensor, the more capable it is in low light situations, the greater dynamic range that it can accommodate, and the overall image quality. Zoom lens. Most drones have a fixed lens, but for some, like the DJI Mavic 2 Zoom, gives you added benefit of a 24 to 48 millimeter optical zoom lens for greater flexibility in framing up your shots. Next, ISO range. The greater the ISO range, the greater the ability the camera has to take photos in low light situations. Gimbal. A gimbal is a must if you want sharp photos and smooth video. Video quality, 1080p is fine, but 4K is, yeah, pretty standard these days. Okay, next is the range. And range refers to how far the drone can be away from you without losing signal to control it. Kind of important. DJI has done a masterful job of building drones with an impressive range. But again, you'll usually find that the more expensive the drone, the greater the range. For example, some Mavic Mini models have up to a 4,000 meter range. The Mavic 2 Pro, which is a pricier option, has a range of about 8,000 meters. And guys, from my experience, the only DJI drone that really I didn't have a much pleasant experience with the range was the actual Spark. All the others have a pretty impressive range to them. If you're just starting out in drone photography and you don't need to be able to fly it miles and miles away from you, then prioritizing other features over range, like the camera quality, for example, might be something that you should place more importance on at this point if range isn't a huge concern. Next, GPS. Most drones these days have GPS, which is necessary for features like return to home to work. Return to home is handy because it brings the drone back to its launch point when the battery life is running low. This helps you keep the drone safe and also prevents it from crashing into something or someone due to a dead battery. Flight modes. GPS also allows drones to follow you around, which can result in some really cool photos and videos. In some cases, the drone hovers above you and behind you to capture your movements from a bird's eye view. In other cases, the drone might circle around you and shoot straight up from where your location is, or fly upward in a spiral around you as well. The DJI Mavic Mini has all of these modes, and they can give you a greater level of creativity in your videos. It's also smart to investigate what the drone offers in terms of the follow modes. It is also smart to remember that the price guide does not necessarily indicate whether a drone will have many modes to choose from. After all, the Mavic Mini is a budget option from DJI, yet it's equipped with so many different flight modes. Next, obstacle avoidance. One of the reasons why DJI drones have a stronghold in the marketplace is because of DJI's excellent obstacle avoidance system. Now, each drone has a little bit of a different system, and the higher the price tag, the more complex the avoidance system will be. For example, the top of the line DJI Inspired 2 has forward and downward vision systems that detect obstacles up to 30 meters away. Its upward sensors scan for obstacles up to 5 meters away. Because of this sophisticated system, you can fly with greater confidence that you won't fly into something. But even better is that the obstacle avoidance system like this allow you to fly with greater confidence in the interior spaces. Hover more accurate, and during return to home, you don't have to worry about the drone flying into anything. Unfortunately, obstacle avoidance is a feature that is usually reserved for higher end drones. The budget-friendly Mavic Mini doesn't have it, but the Mavic 2, the Mavic Pro, the Phantom 4, and the Inspired 2 all have obstacle avoidance. Next, headless mode. One of the most difficult things to master when flying a drone is when you're flying it towards you. When the drone is flying away from you, left is left and right is right. Forward is forward and back is back. But when you fly towards you, to move the drone to your left, well, you have to move the joystick to the right. And move to the right, you have to move the joystick to the left, and so forth. That is, unless the drone has headless mode. Usually headless mode is found in beginner drones to help the beginner pilots learn how to fly. Essentially, headless mode means that the drone will always fly in the direction indicated on the joystick, no matter the drone's orientation to you. Next, we have flight time. One of the things that you can pretty much set aside when looking at a drone is the flight time. By and large, you're going to get around about 20 to 30 minutes of flight time regardless of the price point of the drone. So don't think that by investing $2,000 in a professional drone will get you a ton of extra flight time. Doesn't work that way. Really, the key to having a drone in the air longer is simply having multiple batteries and ensuring that each is fully charged before heading out. A little tip here for you guys. I head out with 4 of these batteries, and you can actually get a dual charger that can work off of your car's 12-volt outlet. And so when you factor in roughly about 20-30 minutes of flight time for each one of these, when I use up my first battery, I'll stick that battery onto the charger. So keep in mind, I have 3 other batteries, roughly 20-30 minutes a pop. So by the time I get to the last battery, I have 2 batteries that are close to being fully charged. So it kind of extends the time a little bit. Otherwise, the $399 DJI Mavic Mini is going to fly for roughly the same amount of time as the $1,400 DJI Mavic 2. So which drone is right for you? Well, the answer to which drone is right for you is it depends. It depends on your budget. It depends on how skilled you are as a drone pilot. To some degree, it also depends on whether you'll be primarily taking photos or videos. I hope this buyer's guide has helped you zero in on the factors that are most important to you. Guys, remember, DJI is a great brand, but do your research in order to find the drone that best fits your needs. Now, earlier I mentioned that we are giving away a brand new DJI Mavic Mini. As discussed earlier, this is an awesome and very capable drone, and at just $399, it is priced very well. But you might get one for free if you win our giveaway. All you have to do to enter is like this video, comment down below why you want the DJI Mavic Mini, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Guys, that's it. You don't have to buy anything or sign up for any email list or anything like that. Simple, right? We'll hold the drawing on February 28th, 2020, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe before then, and you could be flying a DJI Mavic Mini around in no time. Well, there you go, guys. Some tips on what to look for when buying a drone. If you found this video to be helpful, hit the like button down below. If you're currently not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. While you're at it, hit the bell to be notified as we're coming out with new videos. So, what are you waiting for? Get out there and create your best shot.